So by releasing Samsung Galaxy M series, Samsung is starting to coming back into the Indian market. So this is a mid-range from Samsung and it does not suck. So hey, what's up guys, my name is Zahir and this is the full review of Samsung Galaxy M20. Let's begin. So guys, before starting this video, if you wanna be my friend or just wanted to see behind the scene of this channel, just go ahead and follow me on Insta. The handle is TechBuffet, which is over here. So let's start with the build and design. So this smartphone is built with plastic. The whole body is plastic. So that's not bad in my opinion for the budget pricing. But the plastic does not last very long as compared to metal devices. And the plastic gets stretched very easily, as you see over here. The quality does not seem that good in my opinion, but the phone feels quite hefty in the hand and it does not feel cheap, so that's very nice. One design problem that I have over here, that the fingerprint scanner does not have any type of indication when you touch it. It feels very flush to the body. That's very bad. But the camera is also flush to the body. That is very nice because it does not wobble on the table, so that's very nice. Those buttons are very good and tactile, no problems at all. And on the front it has very good design. We have this Infinity V notch display. Moving to the front, it has this 6.3 inches of TFT PLS display, I guess. But guys, believe me, the colors, saturation, brightness, everything about this display is just phenomenal. It's a very good display. I'm in love with this display, guys. Even though it's not AMOLED, but dynamic range, details, clarity, everything is phenomenal of this particular display. Brightness, contrast, color reproduction, viewing angle, fantastic. But guys, one problem I have, that they does not notify that which type of protection glass they are using on this display. So yeah, do apply some screen protectors. By the way, this smartphone is around 186 grams, so it's not a light phone and not a thin phone either, because the thickness of this particular smartphone is 8.6 mm. So yeah, do mind that too. Let's move to some another things, which are the cameras. So on the rear it has two cameras. The primary sensor is 13 megapixel with the aperture of f1.9. The secondary sensor is wide angle 5 megapixel with f2.2 aperture. But the quality of this particular lens is not as good as a 13 megapixel one, but it offers a way different look as compared to the normal lens, which is the 13 megapixel one. The primary sensor lens has a very good power to capture very good photos in the good lighting situation, but when we lose light, the pictures are not that good, you know. And it can also shoot 1080p videos, but the EIS is very pathetic, so yeah, do mind that. On the front it has 8 megapixel front facing camera and the aperture is f2.0, and the quality of the selfies are pretty good in the daylighting situation, and in the low lighting situation it suffers a lot. And if you wanna see in-depth camera review, then you can go and watch this complete review, the full camera review of this particular smartphone. I have explained in detail what is the performance of the camera. So with that said, let's move on. Now let's move to the battery life, which is a key feature of this particular smartphone, because it has 5000 mAh battery and the battery life of this smartphone is phenomenal. No issues whatsoever. You can easily get around 2 days of battery life with this smartphone if you are a casual user, but if you are a heavy user, even then you can easily get around 1.5 days of usage. I get around 1.5 days of usage from this smartphone. Basically 7 to 8 hours of screen on time is possible with this smartphone. So yeah, pretty good battery life. And by the way guys, Samsung has provided a 15-watt fast charger in the box, which takes around 2 hours to complete the charging of this particular 5000 mAh battery. Now let's move to the main thing, which is the performance. So this smartphone comes with Exynos 7904 processor. When we compare it with the Snapdragon or Qualcomm processors, it is lies between, I guess I can say that 625 to 636, it lies around between them. But the performance is quite good. Especially day-to-day performance is quite good. It's quite capable with this 4 GB of RAM. It's good. Even the multitasking, there are some minor hiccups that I have noticed, but when it comes to gaming, it has that Mali GPU, and that is a way worse GPU than Adreno GPUs, guys. Believe me, the gaming performance of this smartphone is not that good, you know. So if you wanna see full gaming review of this smartphone, where I have played PUBG and a lot of other high-end games in this smartphone, then you can go and watch the full gaming review. I will leave a card over here. So yeah, you can go and watch that review. Now moving to the software experience, guys. Here I have to say I am not that impressed with Samsung over here, because I have faced so many issues. Sometimes I face app crashes, lots of app crashes I have noticed since I have bought this smartphone. And ghost touch issue was the biggest hurdle while using the smartphone. I have been irritated with the ghost touch issue. Basically, when we use WhatsApp or some other application, we get unwanted touches on the display. That is very weird in my opinion. But I have found the ghost touch issues. Guys, if you are using this particular smartphone and if you have faced any ghost touch issues, then let me know in the comment section below, and then we'll discuss about it. Otherwise, I don't know whether my only unit has that ghost touch issues or some other people also has that, but from past 10 to 15 days I have not noticing that. I guess with the last update it has been fixed. So yeah, that's very nice. And other than that, the software is okay in my opinion. There is a lot of features in the software that you can utilize to get the most out of it, but other than that, I don't like the Samsung UI, guys. If Samsung will going to update this smartphone to One UI, then my god, this smartphone is going to be crazy and it will going to sell like hotcakes, even though it is already selling like hotcakes because it's a Samsung smartphone and it is selling in like 13,000 rupees and it's not bad. So yeah, now moving to some another things which are connectivity, network and other things. So it accepts dual SIM cards and both are working on 4G. Both are have dual VoLTE, so no issues whatsoever. But the network is not that strong as compared to some other smartphones that I have used. So yeah, please do mind that. Calling quality quite good, impressive calling quality, even though it has very small area or cutout for earpiece, but the loudness is good enough and the voice quality is good enough too. And moving to the speaker, it's okay-ish, I can say that. It's not that much loud, but the quality is okay-ish. Not very good or very bad too. And it has a headphone jack, thank God for that. And the headphone jack quality is pretty good. No issues whatsoever in the headphone jack. It's loud, it's clear, it's okay, I can say that. Now moving to the main thing, which is the security. So it has face unlock as well as a fingerprint unlock. So the fingerprint unlock is, I can say, okay-ish. It takes around 1 second to unlock the phone. As you see, let me show you. So yeah, as you see over here, it takes around one minute to unlock this phone. Fingerprint unlock is okay, but I have one issue that this fingerprint scanner does not have any dedicated indication over here. Like it feels quite flush with the back panel. So yeah, that's my issue over here. Other than that, the fingerprint scanner is quite acceptable in this price range, especially if you consider it's a Samsung smartphone. So yeah, and then we have the face unlock, which is the worst piece of tech I have ever used in this smartphone, because it even opens when my eyes are closed. So that's very bad in my opinion. It is not secure at all, so I don't recommend to use it, guys. So yeah, as you see, let me show you. So as you see over here, it opened. Yeah, it opens. I mean, the speed is good, but accuracy is also good, but guys, it's not secure. Let me show you. See, my eyes are closed and it opened. So yeah, that's an issue over here. But guys, I like one feature of this smartphone. When we open this particular smartphone while it was sleeping, then you get this cool animation over here, under the notch, and it looks pretty sleek in my opinion. So yeah, that one is really nice. Now talking about the sensors, guys, the GPS sensor of this particular smartphone is superb. I was using the GPS on the road and the GPS accuracy is probably, I can say that, the best among this price range. I can say that. I can even say that it is better than OnePlus devices. I don't know why, but it is very accurate in this particular smartphone. I have experienced that. Almost all of the necessary sensors are present except the light sensor. So auto brightness does not work properly in this smartphone. Basically, it gathers the data of auto brightness from the front facing camera and it does not work properly. So yeah, please do mind that. It accidentally pulls the brightness to over the top and accidentally reduce, I mean not accidentally, but it does not reduce or increase the brightness gradually. So yeah, it kind of pain in a butt. So yeah, please do mind that. So yeah, these were all the things that I wanted to talk about this particular smartphone. Now let's talk about some pros and some cons. So talking about the pros, the biggest pro of this smartphone is price. It priced very well. Then after that, the performance is quite acceptable. Cameras are quite good, not bad at all. Then battery life is very good. After that, let's talk about some cons. The build quality is not that good. I don't like the build quality that much because it's plastic and it's scratched up very easily. Other than that, we have ghost touch issues over here. That is not good, and the gaming performance is not that good, you know. So yeah, these are some of the cons that I have found with this particular smartphone. Other than that, it's very good. And by the way guys, I have forgot to tell you that it has a dedicated SD card slot. So yeah, you can definitely expand that SD card too. Now guys, let's talk about the pricing. So this smartphone comes in two variants. 4GB RAM with 64GB internal storage variant cost 13,000 rupees. That's very nice. Then the lower variant, which has 3GB of RAM and 32GB of internal storage, that one cost around, I guess, 11,000 rupees. And in 11,000 rupees, this smartphone is pretty good. Impressive smartphone. I mean, 5000 mAh battery, very good 1080p display with very good looking notch, and good performance too. Very good battery life too. So in this price range, it's a definite yes from my side. You can do purchase this smartphone. I will leave a link in the description box below from where you can purchase this. So yeah, this was my review guys. What do you think about this review? If you found this review helpful, then hit that like button, share this video with your friends guys. If you like my content, then subscribe to this channel, and then after that, after you subscribe, please press that bell notification icon so you will be notified when I post new videos like this one in the future. So yeah, thank you so much for watching this video guys. Bye bye.